Hello, this is Monica Reinagel, and you're listening to the Nutrition Diva podcast. Welcome. This week, we have a question from Jessica on whether people with thyroid disease might benefit from going on a gluten-free diet. Our show received support this week from Crane and Canopy. I love coming home to a beautifully made bed, so I'm excited to tell you about Crane and Canopy, a luxury bedding brand that wants to give you the best night's sleep with their collection of duvet covers, quilts, and sheets. Crane and Canopy bedding is stylish, silky soft, and thoughtfully designed. You'll love that their duvet covers include fuss-free zippers for easy closure and built-in corner ties to keep that comforter in place. Achieving a welcoming, perfectly made bed has never been simpler. Visit craneandcanopy.com/diva and then use the code DIVA to save 10% off your next bedding purchase. That's CRANE and canopy.com/diva and your promo code is DIVA for 10% off. And now on with today's topic. Jessica writes, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism several months ago. There are many websites, blogs, and Facebook groups for people with hypothyroidism that insist that you have to go gluten-free. Is this true? Hashimoto's thyroiditis is the most common cause of hypothyroidism. This is an autoimmune condition in which the body's immune system gradually destroys the thyroid gland. As a result, the amount of circulating thyroid hormone in your body is too low, and this can lead to everything from weight gain to hair loss to heart trouble. If your doctor diagnoses you with Hashimoto's, he or she is probably going to tell you that it's not that big of a deal. They'll write you a prescription for replacement thyroid hormone and send you on your way. And if you ask about whether there's anything you should be doing in terms of diet or lifestyle, they'll probably tell you there really isn't. Once you get home, of course, you'll go straight to the internet, and there you will discover a vast community of fellow sufferers and advocates, along with tons of advice on diets and supplements for people with Hashimoto's. You're also going to read lots of stories about people who went on thyroid replacement hormone but continued to feel terrible until they went on a gluten-free diet. It's absolutely true that people with one autoimmune disease are at elevated risk for others. People with celiac disease are more likely to develop Hashimoto's and vice versa. And not surprisingly, Hashimoto's patients who also have celiac disease do see an improvement when they eliminate gluten. But many Hashimoto's patients don't have celiac disease. Can they also benefit from eliminating gluten? Before I answer that, just another quick break to thank today's other sponsor, Jet.com, the best way to shop online. As you shop on Jet.com, prices drop because the more you add to your cart, the more you can save. There's free shipping on orders over $35 and free returns within 30 days. And you can also get 2-day delivery on thousands of everyday essentials. There's no membership or annual fees. You get all of those benefits without paying an extra price. And they also have 24/7 customer service with the Jethead team in Salt Lake City. I've had great experiences shopping on Jet.com. They've got an amazing selection, and it's really fun to see those prices going down as you shop. Right now, Jet.com is offering a great deal to our listeners. For 20% off your first 2 orders over $35, visit Jet.com and enter promo code DIVA at checkout. Again, that's Jet.com, and the promo code is DIVA for 20% off your first 2 orders over $35. And some terms and conditions apply. Please see Jet.com for details. And now, let's take a look at the evidence on gluten-free diets for people with thyroid disease. Unfortunately, the evidence that those with Hashimoto's benefit from a gluten-free diet is so far anecdotal. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not true, just that it hasn't yet been confirmed with good science. There's always the chance that the improvements that people feel are due to something besides the absence of gluten. Research has shown, for example, that many people who think they are sensitive to gluten, which is a protein in wheat, are actually sensitive to the fiber in wheat and not the gluten. When they eliminate the fiber, they have no adverse reaction to gluten. There are other reasons that people who go on gluten-free diets might feel better. In the process, they might end up eliminating a lot of processed foods. They may end up eating more fruits and vegetables or protein to make up for the missing bread and pasta. And for better or worse, People who are attempting to manage a health condition with diet and lifestyle changes also tend to make lots of changes at once. They eliminate wheat, but they also cut down on sugar. They start exercising or meditating, and they also start taking a whole bunch of different supplements. And then, if they feel better, it can be awfully hard to tell which factors are responsible for the change. And of course, there may even be a placebo effect at work. The other tricky thing about anecdotal evidence, such as the kind that you're likely to find on a website or forum, is that it tends to be kind of one-sided. People who eliminate gluten and then don't feel any better are just a lot less likely to post their stories. And all of that makes it hard to gauge what percentage of people with Hashimoto's might benefit from a gluten-free diet. Here's the bottom line, Jessica. I think it depends on whether or not you feel that your symptoms are resolved once you start taking replacement thyroid hormone. And of course, you have to keep in mind that it can take several months to find and adjust to the correct dose. But after getting your dosage squared away, if you still feel poorly, it might be worth experimenting with your diet just to see if eliminating gluten improves your quality of life. If it does, that might not be good enough to get published in a peer-reviewed medical journal, but it's probably good enough for you, right? On the other hand, if it doesn't really seem to make any difference, then there's probably no need to work that hard. You'll find a transcript of today's episode on our website at quickanddirtytips.com, where you can also leave your comments and questions or suggestions for future episode topics. And you can also find me on Facebook. Just search for Nutrition Diva. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks to Jessica for her question, and thanks to you for listening. Have a great week, and remember to eat something good for me.